back by suing Monsanto and saying, great, it cuts both ways. You own this stuff, come clean up my farm and get all your crap out of here. So, but it's only like $700 or something. So they are fighting back, but it's just you have to do it, chip away, one person at a time.
And what right do they have to go and steal part of his crop in the first place?
And be on their land. Well, we did get a bill passed in reaction to that ban I was telling you about, where they pushed back and wanted to have it not legal for counties to ban. The next year came back with a bill that said they have to actually ask permission before they come on a farm, and they have to go to an independent tester, which they weren't doing. So we have a little protection in California. The news in California is very mixed. For one thing, we have kept GE out of the two crops they want to engineer that California grows, grapes and rice. But they are working as hard as they can to circumvent that, and one of their strategies, if you can believe it, is to take rice growing out of the central Sacramento Valley, which gets a lot of water, which you need for rice, and move it into San Diego County. We're a desert, and they want to grow rice here. That's so that they can get away from that ban of the rice growers. The formal Association of Rice Growers have held the line on GE rice, but they want to get into rice and they want to get into grapes. And the reason that they pick corn is not only, if you've seen King Corn, the movie King Corn, not only because we produce so much corn, but because corn is very promiscuous, as they say. So once you plant a field of corn, it can travel many miles and contaminate other fields. Where we've gotten into this legal argument is in intellectual property. And if you can do the science and do the alteration and put the marker in, then you own it, which is nuts. There you go.
What organizations can we join, or can we form one in San Diego where we actually meet and like address what we can do about these things?
That is working. What you can do right now is join the Truth in Labeling Coalition if you're interested in labeling. There are other activist organizations who want to do more, but my interest is in labeling, because all the polls show if you label, people will not buy it. And then we will have the free market determining the future.
So that's your organization?
Yes, I'm working in it's a national organization. The co-op funded was the initial funder for $12,000. We got the family rate, $1,000 a month to send Jim Bates back to Congress. There is an organization in Fairfield, Iowa that is comprised of a core of very wealthy people, and they are now funding also. So we have financial support to continue Jim's work in a very realistic way, and they are forming chapters all over the country for Truth in Labeling. So I brought some remits because I didn't have my cards. If you want to make a contribution, great. If you just want to sign up and learn more about it, it's the Truth in Labeling Coalition, and the address is on the envelope in Fairfield, Iowa. That's one of the things you can do, is you can just send in $5 or $10 or $2 and become informed, because that organization puts out the data, when to go and when not to go. Now, most people, when they hear about this, they're like, let's do something, we got to get to Congress or wherever we need to go and apply the pressure, but we are nowhere near ready, because 97% of American consumers do not make organic, sustainable, or local food choices. It is 3%. You are in 3% if you are eating organic. Now that's changing, and it could get to 6% really fast, but it's still a very small minority of consumers. So we have to keep in perspective what it's going to take to change against the enemies that we have, and we're nowhere near ready to do it at the local level. But if you do want to join and get informed, there are certain targeted people, which is what is on this worksheet, where we have certain specific people who have either indicated child health care is an issue for them. The food safety is an issue. The way we treat our livestock is an issue. Chiropractics is an issue. Vitamins are an issue. There are these sort of auxiliary interests that are championed by certain key people in Congress that could easily make this connection to GE, and that's what the campaign business.
Can you share that with us, maybe offline a little bit or something? It might be laborious to read the whole list, but.
I'm not sharing at the moment.
Okay.
I'm happy to show anyone who's really interested, but this is kind of the strategy below the radar,
Okay.
and that is the strategy. The strategy for the campaign right now is to work under the radar, under public interest, to get in there before they really notice and take us seriously, get something in law, or actually get the finding reversed, and then prepare for the firestorm.
Okay. If you're looking for organizations, a couple other good ones, although yours sounds awesome, but I mean ones that are in line with the truth, so to speak. Consumers Union is really great. Organic Consumers is really great.
Yeah, I did go to their website.
Yeah, now make a distinction there, Organic Consumers Association, not the Organic Trade Association.
Right, yeah.
And Food and Water Watch.
Food and Water Watch is really great. Union of Concerned Scientists and Pesticide Action Network is really fantastic. They're very science-based and they're very with us on this.
Yeah, those are all information. I was looking more for like, you know, if we could just have a group of people that are at least meeting and talking about this and maybe taking.
Want to form one?
So yeah, I would be really interested in
Can I
that.
say
I would
something?
really be.
And you can meet at the co-op, we have a meeting room
Oh,
there.
fabulous!
So we can have you
And
there.
maybe can form like a forum where we actually meet
Yes.
people from the other side and try to have a debate about it.
No.
Why? Not the radicals. I'm not talking about going to the radical politicians. I'm talking about going to people who, for example, farm, but they're not really in. They're in the middle line. There is people in the middle line.
Oh,
Why?
yeah,
Why
those
is
guys.
this? Why is this
Not the
interesting? Because we're sitting here and all of us basically agree on this,
Yeah.
and it's very good. But we need to reach maybe.
Yeah,
slowly,
as
but-
long as it's a one-on-one, they're little chapters forming that are
Yes.
reading and watching movies and getting more information and whatever, but remember the basic strategy at the moment is under the
But
radar,
that's
Right.
another strategy. That's not unraveling your strategy, of course. It's talking just about
the issue.
taking the issue out.
Yeah, have there ever been any attempts of banning GE in San Diego?
County?
Yeah,
No.
are there, I know that's maybe a crazy question, but I mean, what are your thoughts of even attempting to just forget it totally? It's not
The
worth it.
agriculture in San Diego is dominated by the Farm Bureau, and it's all about horticulture. So what San Diego does now is it doesn't grow food, it grows ornamental shrubs to put on golf courses. So when you talk to them about food growing and where's your organic channel and all that, they're kind of like,
Any avocados, that's not enough.
a little avocado, a little citrus, but basically the Farm Bureau, now I'm not talking about what's really happening in agriculture in San Diego County, which is a great thing, by the way. There's a lot of really good stuff happening, but the organized effort, which we would immediately come up with, is very, very conservative.
So, but I mean, like, coming down with this rice idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
The rice
Is
farmers
there-
saved us on that one,
okay.
yeah. Yes, sir.
So you talked a lot about working under the radar. Does that mean that you're not really that supportive of Jimbo's, who wants to call, attention as loudly as possible to GMOs, what they're using on their national non-GMO day, which they've already started putting out as October 1st.
Yeah,
10,
Jimbo's is,
1 to 10.
yeah, Jimbo's is great, and they're doing the non-GMO project,
Right.
which is onus on us. We look at the food and see if it's labeled and if it's, whatever.
Right.
So yes, we support that, that's a great thing, but just in terms of organizing to get the visibility up on GE labeling per se, that's the issue we're wanting to just
Gotcha.
cool it for a few more months.
I want to go back to Percy. So he's still fighting his
He's
legal
still
battle?
fighting.
And is there an organization that's backing him up and
Yeah.
supporting him? And
Yeah.
is there any hope of any
Yeah.
small legal gain that
Yep,
way?
yep,
I mean, that's the other approach, right, is through the courts.
yeah.
Like,
He's in Canada.
rolling.
He's in
Canadian
Canada.
games.
I'm sorry.
He's in Canada, so his legal games are
Oh.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Also piggybacking on that, I mean, I feel like we're all hearing so much buzz about farmers who are, small farmers trying to go up against large corporations and having obviously the legal bills attached to it. Does anyone know is there any type of coalition of lawyers who are also concerned about this or willing to work on behalf of farmers? Does anyone organize that?
Farmer to